Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Real Deal. And there's just so much crazy stuff going on in the world now. Where do I begin? So we got these people out here protesting. And they're always protesting. They're coming out of the woodwork. It's just kind of weird. Because they weren't protesting last year. And when they were, I should say, they were still protesting the same things against people that weren't even in office at that time. It's just weird how they do that. So you get these all-white people protesting in an all-white community, 99% white community, and they do it once a week for an hour. And they're holding signs saying, no kings. Well, we haven't had a king since 1776. We will never have a king because we have three branches of government set up to make sure there is no king, as well as the Supreme Court. So you are unable to pass laws through that are not constitutional, because the Supreme Court will say, no, you can't do that. Even though the House and Senate, the President might all agree on something. Bless the Supreme Court. Those 9 people will be like, nope, unconstitutional, boy. Go back and do this again. Now, I see these protesters out there, and I just kind of laugh. I look at the signs, and here's the thing with their signs. They write so much on them, you can't even read it. I mean, a protest is meant to drive by. You're supposed to, because, you know, when you're standing out next to traffic, that's the deal. It's one thing if you're walking through town and everybody can see you. But when you're standing on a street corner, a busy street corner, people driving by. No kings. Okay, that's just stupid. But then there's some of it's like, what the heck are you talking about? You know, it's like if you're gonna, it's like you gotta get protest. You're quick and to the point. You're like, free so-and-so. They can see that sign. Or end the war. Or bring the troops home. Or something like that. You know, no to taxes. No to this article. No on Proposition 27. Things like that. That's a good thing. But some of these people, man, I'm like, wow. Your thought process is jacked up. And then I stop and think. Where were they when gas in the Midwest went from $2 a gallon to over $5 a gallon? I didn't see any protesters. Where were they when the unemployment rate went way up and the inflation jumped to the highest rate since the Great Depression? Where were they when the housing costs rose so high that people couldn't afford to live anymore and couldn't afford to pay their rent? Where were they when the price of eggs quadrupled and the price of milk went up 8 times its normal price? Where were they then? Why weren't they protesting? Because they're not protesting against policies. They're protesting against a person they don't like. We get it, people. You don't like President Trump. All right? There's a lot of people don't like him. There's a lot of people can't stand the guy. A lot of people don't support him. But you know what? They go to work every day, and they hope and pray for the best. They might write their congressman, they'll write their senator. They might even be involved in politics and government and know what's going on, where most people don't. Most people can't tell you the 3 branches of government.
Oh, let's see, there's the main branch, and there's the downtown branch. I think there's a branch on the west side. That's where the president is.
I'm serious. I guarantee you there's a lot of people don't know the 3 branches of government. A lot of people can't tell you how many people are on the Supreme Court, even though I already said it. A lot of people don't know who's in the Senate. A lot of people don't know how many senators there are. I mean, a lot of people can't tell you the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution or anything like the preamble. They can't tell you it. They'll sit there and say,
Trump's against the Constitution, and you'll say, okay, what part?
All of it. Give me an article. Give me something.
Well,
you've got nothing.
Well, I don't believe these guys should have guns.
Why not? Second Amendment.
Well, because they shouldn't have them because I don't like the way they think. I don't like the way they think.
Okay, well, I don't like the way you look and think. So maybe you should get out of my country. Is that how we're going to do it? That's how they are, but they're not bigots. No, they're not prejudiced. No, they're not full of hate. They're not full of hate. They've got signs that say so. They got signs that say, no hate in our home. No hate in our home. Really? There's a lot of hate in your home. There's a lot of hate in your heart. There's a lot of hate in your hearts. I noticed something too. I watched the protesters and I laugh at them. I'm like, wow, get a job. They come out there, once a week for an hour. You're not going to change the world. You're not going to change the world in the end. You're not. What I think they should do is take that hour and go into a poor community. Pick up some garbage, help the homeless, volunteer at a shelter. Do something positive. Do something to change the world in a positive way. That's like trying to change the world with a little sign once a week is like trying to save the trees by writing on paper and cardboard. Because you got to cut the trees down for it. That's like driving all day and then going out and protest pollution. That's like flying in a private jet and crying about chemtrails and global warming. Do you see what I'm saying? These people are ignorant. They're arrogant. And they're hypocrites. And they're some of the worst people on the planet, and I will say that, and I will stand by it. And if you're listening to this, I hope you agree with me, because you know me. All I do is tell the truth. So another thing I notice about these people is every single one of them is driving a car that comes from a foreign company. Not one of them is driving an American company car. They're all driving foreign cars. Yes, they might be built here, and those might be non-union auto worker jobs. But parts in the car come from another country, and the manufacturers are all based overseas. That's where the profits go. They don't invest in America. Don't let them fool you, people. Do you know why? They have their car companies here? Do you want to know why? I'll tell you why. To avoid the taxes and tariffs on imports. Richard Nixon opened the country up to foreign trade in 1971. In 1970, around in there, before he got out of there in 72, of course. But Nixon. Here's the deal with Nixon. Nixon didn't do anything wrong that the other presidents don't do. This is real. Nixon got caught. That's the only difference between him and the rest of them. He got caught. I stand by that statement. Go off on these presidents and tell you how and why. Anyway, so he opened it up to foreign trade. The first plant was a Toyota plant. It's cheaper for them to build a factory here and hire our people. By the way, all their plants are non-union. So there's a lot of rules too. So the absences, you fired. Anyway, it's cheaper for them. And everybody cries about these taxes and tariffs. I know what the game plan is on the taxes and tariffs, people. I know what the plan is. The taxes and tariffs, people say, well, it's going to cost too much to get it. Right. The plan is, we can't afford to bring it in here. It's going to cost you too much. So guess what? The company's going to be there because we got a lot of companies that have left this country and gone overseas because they can pay these guys slave labor wages, cheap labor, $1 a day. And I'm not exaggerating on that, people. These guys, these companies are all billion-dollar companies. They don't care about the people they're hiring in these third-world countries or even smaller countries. They're not third world, but they're a little bit above that. They hire kids. It's not good, man. But you know what? You know what's going to happen? They're going to be like, we're not making any money off this. No, this is costing us too much money. We might as well go back to the United States and build a factory and hire American workers at good labor and have them manufacture stuff. Oh, snap! The taxes and tariffs work. That's what it's all about. And that's what Trump is trying to do as president. This has happened for years now. And he's trying to overturn it. I give him credit for that. He knows what he's doing. This is what I always said. America's a business. We're a corporation now. We need a businessman to run this country. We don't need a career puppet politician like we always have. Frustrated people. These protesters, they bother me. Because because like I said, they're not doing anything to help anybody. And they go out there and they hold the signs up. They're holding signs up about wealth gap. The wealth gap. We need to change that. We need to bring that closer. Why didn't you do that when Biden was president? Where were you when Obama was president? I mean, the wealth gap. You're talking about presidents career politicians like Biden been in office for 50 years, one way or another. And he's a multimillionaire. There's your wealth gap, people. How are you a millionaire when you're only making $170 grand a year? We don't even know how much these people are really worth. Obama. How's he able to buy a house for $4 million? He only made $170 grand a year. I mean, that's a lot of money. Let's say over 8 years what he made. You know? Couple million dollars. Still have to pay taxes on that. But they say it's because
he made money off his book. And Michelle made money off her book.
You know, I've never met anybody that's ever talked about their books or read their books or even bought their books. I've never even seen their book. You know, if I did, it was in the recycling center or in the garbage somewhere. People, these guys are corrupt.
And they're like, well, Trump's a billionaire.
Right. He is. Right. And he's working for free. And he's putting his own money into a lot of things. Like I said, whether you like him or not. That East Wing they're crying about. He's paying for that. And others donated. And then you're going to cry about that. But here's the thing, too. Did you notice these people with their protesting signs? They all loved Elon Musk a couple years ago. Then he started hanging out with Trump. Then they all started getting rid of their cars and hating him.
We don't like him anymore.
That's weird. You liked him a week ago.
Well, we don't like him now.
Well, why not? Now he's starting to drift away from Trump, and they're like, well, he's not so bad. Y'all are hypocrites, man. Y'all are hypocrites. You're out there holding a sign, like I said, in an all-white community. You're talking about the wealth gap. And I look at your car, which is worth about $50,000. Thanks for not buying an American car, by the way. Thanks for not helping my friends and family in the auto industry, in the union auto industry, that work for an American company like General Motors, which builds the most quality product on the planet. All right, I did my rant. But anyway, thank you, protesters. But they're talking about the wealth gap. All right. You got the wealth gap, you know. They want to draw it.
Millionaires should give us their money.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe they've earned it. I don't believe most of these people earn their money. They should help others. I believe that's a good thing. That's my beliefs. When I do good, and even when I'm not doing good, we are taught to help others. We repair the world. That's what we do. Whether we can or not, like we can or not, give you $1. That's all I got. That's more than what they're getting. But anyway, you're talking about the wealth gap. Looking at your $50,000, $60,000 vehicle. I know where a lot of you guys live. And in the community you're in, the average house is going for $483,000. So where's the wealth gap there? I know some of these people protesting. I know where they live. They live in $500,000 houses, and they've got a lot of property. They never use it. They don't farm on it or anything. You know, if they really cared about changing the world, give your property away. Or you know what? Sell a couple of your acres and donate it. These people don't care. They only care about themselves. And they're only out there trying to look good. They're not trying to change the world. And they're out there saying no kings. And they have signs now. There's signs going up all over in their neighborhoods and stuff. And they say no kings. And I just roll my eyes. And they'll say, you know, there's no hate here. Hate has no home here. And I think, that's funny because I know how you feel about the president. So do you hate the guy? Or you just dislike him greatly? Same freaking thing. They'll sit there and they'll say, Black Lives Matter. Yes, of course they do. Why wouldn't they? Why is that even an issue? That was a few years ago. Funny, people forget all about that now. You know, it's like Black Lives Matter. You're in an all-white community. You know, so obviously, and you're keeping the rent sky high. You're basically redlining to keep black folks out of there. That's racism, you dumbasses. And I'm sick of it. They sit there and they just talk about, you know, in this house, we believe in science. We don't believe in fiction. Well, why not? How do you know something's fiction because you don't believe in it? How do you know science tells you the truth all the time? Because they don't. You know, They don't, and they exaggerate things. And they sit there and they just run their mouths and they talk all a good game and they're like, we hate Trump and stuff. Well, you just said there's no hate in your home. Well, apparently there's some in your heart. And they'll say, well, Trump did this. Trump said this. Trump shut the government down. No, he did not shut the government down. And I understand why the shutdown was going on, and I understand what was happening. Because we don't want to spend billions of dollars on stupid stuff. We don't want to spend, and that's not just that's our money. That's my money. That's your money. That's taxpayers' money. We're not going to waste our money on stupid stuff. There's a lot of things happening, and everybody's worried about the poor, the SNAP benefits. You don't worry about the poor the rest of the time, do you? I don't see you helping the poor. Like I said, I know a lot of these people. I see a lot of people out there. I know a lot of people all over, man. They're not out there helping people. They only want to help themselves. Like I said, you got all this property. You got 12 acres of land. Sell 10 of it. Donate the money to the poor. Or how about this? You take 6 acres and you break it up. That's good money. Where they live. You know, an acre out there is about $120,000 an acre. That's ridiculous. And that's a minimum. So you could take that, sell a couple acres, and build some small houses for people. They could live right next door to you. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be nice to help others? They won't do that. They don't want them in their neighborhood. Just like back in the 60s and 70s when they were talking about busing. And people would bring up the fact that, hey, maybe you could bus your kids to the black neighborhood. Oh, heck no, you do that, I'll sue you. That's how it was. That's how they are. And they get out there and they run their mouth about Trump all the time. Like I said, I don't care if you like or love the guy. I have a lot of respect for him and what he's trying to do. I know his game. I know what he's doing. Hey, he's done a lot of things in the past I don't like. He'll say things I don't like. But you know what? I'll give him a lot of credit because he's better than most. But where were they when Biden was out there and couldn't finish a complete sentence? When Biden said he was going to cure cancer, he probably meant for all his rich friends, but not us. Biden said that. I got the video still. I ain't letting that go. Guess what? We're going to cure cancer. Why weren't they upset because he didn't keep his word? He lied. Where was the outrage? Remember when Obama said we were all going to get free Wi-Fi? We didn't. And the Wi-Fi prices are higher than ever. And pretty much you got to have it for anything and everything. You know? Where were they then? Why weren't they upset with that? Or when he never could produce. Sorry about that. Whenever he could not produce a real birth certificate. I mean,
that's not true. That's not true.
Oh yes, it is true. His half brother lived in a hut in Africa. They found him. I saw the interview. He came up missing. Surprise. Hopefully, some agency over there protected him and hid him from it all. But he was like, he had all the proof, all the paperwork, everything. DNA test came up positive, everything. And he's like, yeah, that's my half brother. He was born over here. Yeah, he was. Here's the paperwork. Ooh, snap! But where was the outrage then? Why weren't they protesting? Because you got a president breaking the law that's a liar. I mean, this is a guy that was a freshman senator in the state of Illinois who never did anything. The only thing he sponsored was an abortion bill, which you could get an abortion up to 9 months. But anyway, where's the outrage then? Where's the protest? I mean, the guy lied. What about Bill Clinton? Why weren't they ever upset about him? Bill Clinton's a rapist. Oh, yeah. Bill Clinton's a rapist. Bill Clinton paid a lot of people off. He might have paid him with our tax dollars. We don't know that. Bill Clinton went to court. Federal court lied. He got impeached. You guys forget about that. Protesters don't seem to remember that, do they? But they go out there and they go, Trump's a liar. Trump's trying to be the king. Oh, their pinkies are out.
Oh, Donald Trump is an evil man. Can you believe the things he's doing? He was on the Epstein list.
That's back again, the Epstein list. Well, you know what? Who else might have been on that Epstein list? I got I'm gonna go off on the Epstein list one of these days. Trust me, I got a lot of info on this, man. That's coming up in another podcast. Stay tuned, people. You're gonna love it. It's gonna melt your ears and free your mind. But anyway, man. Bill Clinton was on it. Bill Clinton had a lot to do with Epstein. And we all know how Bill Clinton likes to play. Likes to play with all the ladies. Even Hillary knew what was going on. Even she knew what was going on, man. Obama was there. Obama was on the island. We're gonna go off on that soon. Trust me. Open your minds up to that one. But they go off. Now here's the main thing. Joe Biden had that Epstein list sitting on his desk or somewhere near it. I'm sure he couldn't figure out what it was. Probably too busy looking for toilet paper when he pooped himself a few times. But anyway. If it was so critical, why didn't he release it? If they got so much out of Trump, why don't they release that? Because they don't have anything. But you're going to hear about it. Here's on the Epstein list. Now they got this email where Epstein wrote, Ghislaine Maxwell. Well, I'm surprised she's still alive. She must be doing a good job keeping her mouth shut. Or she's got a couple people that she's told, anything happens to me, I got paperwork, and they're going to find out, and you're going to go down. That's what I would do. I'd have that stuff hidden with a good secure person. And I can see her doing that. So she'll probably get a pardon. In the next, not from Trump, but probably from the next guy if it's a Democrat. And I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm middle of the road. I think for myself. Don't vote party lines. I vote for the person I think should be in charge. Although there is a university not far from me which I can't stand. Very so-called liberal, progressive, open-minded university. So when it comes to putting the Board of Regents in there, I vote all Republican. I don't care who it is. I'm going to vote all Republican for them. Just because I can't stand those guys. They never win, but I still try. But you got the next Democrat that's probably going to get Maxwell a pardon. And then she'll end up something happening to her. But I wish people would research things, open their minds, and don't go on the mainstream media. Don't go out there because they lie. They lie on a constantly daily basis. I've never seen it this bad, people. But here we go again. Now the government shutdown is over. Now they're sitting there. They're going after Trump for being on the Epstein list. Nothing's going to come out of it. Nothing. There's an email. They're like, this is an email Epstein wrote, and he was talking about Trump in there, blah, blah, blah. I've read the email. Here's the thing. That email is 14 years old, people. Where did this email come from?
14 years later,
hey, we found this server. You know what you need to do? Go look for Hillary's server. You know the one she smashed in the bottom of the lake? Oh, gee, why did you do that, Hillary? What are you trying to hide?
Oh, it just happened to fall off the boat we were on.
Yeah, whatever, man. Nobody's that stupid. Well, I take that back. The people that support her are. I loved when she was in Arkansas. It's good to be back, y'all. Arkansas. I got nothing against Arkansas. Beautiful state, a lot of history, a lot of culture there. But when Bill Clinton ran for president, I'm like, man, I was living in California, and I was like, man, there's more money in Marin County. One county out there than there is in all in Arkansas. Give me a break. And then he was bragging. We're number 49 and reading. Look out, Kentucky. We're coming for you. Yeah. It's real easy. Balance the budget. What'd you do? Pull $20 out of your pocket, put it in the drawer? Give me a break. Clintons are a bunch of freaking crooks, man. Might want to watch what I say. They hear this. It's like, get them, boys. I ain't worried. I'm protected. I got a big powerhouse protecting me, man. But anyway, these people are all crooks. And I hate to say it, and I hate to divide the party lines, but the Democrats are the biggest liars and thieves there are. I believe most politicians are corrupt to a point. But a majority of you Democrats are the ones that will throw you under the bus. They'll cheat you. They'll lie. They're just pathetic people. They claim to be so open-minded and progressive, but they're not. A few years back, Israel was hurting. And here's something too. When the women in Israel were getting raped, and the young girls were getting raped and killed, and then raped again. Where were the protesters? Where were they at? Where were they at? They didn't want to support Israel. They didn't want to support Israel.
Israel's a genocide country.
Up yours, it's not.
Yours, it's not.
Shoot, man. Anyway, Biden was in office. And the Democrats put a freeze. They did the same thing when Obama was in there. They put a freeze on offering any aid to Israel. And I'm like, that's funny because that's our greatest ally. When you go and you look at the list of the top countries in the world that we give money to, they're only like number 20. They're not even top 10. And Biden put a freeze on it. They came over and wanted to buy weapons from us. $8 billion worth of stuff. And about $4 billion of that would have been profit for us. They said no. So they went to other countries. They went to Germany. Germany, of all places. Yeah, what you want? No Holocaust. Never again. They get it. Germany. Thank you, Germany. But you know what? Trump goes in there. He's like,
what do you want, Israel? Here you go. We'll give you a little money. You want to buy some weapons? I'll hook you up.
And the Democrats were like, you can't do that. He's like,
up yours. I can do what I want.
He didn't violate anything. But the funny thing is, we can give over $100 billion to Ukraine. It's funny you don't hear about them anymore. What's up with that? And we can give over $100 billion that we know of. It could be more. It could be Ukraine. To me, it's a money laundering scheme. I'll go off on that one day. Stay tuned. Listen up. But anyway, we give all that money to them. People look away. Basically, that's us being at war with Russia. We're using a third party. And Russia's not dumb. They know what's going on. And then we left all that money in Afghanistan, all those weapons. Had some troops die over there. Joe looked at his watch. Remember that? Instead of looking at the coffins, he looked at his watch. What a putz. So these people going out there and they protest. They're not changing the world. Your sign's not changing anything for me. It's not going to change anything for anybody. No kings. Put an FU in front of kings because that's what you are. King idiots. That's all they are, man. And it's disgusting to hear people honk for them. The only reason I honk is to give them a heads up before I run them over. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I usually honk after the fact. I'm like, hey, look what I did, everybody. Everybody's like, yeah, America. I mean, just once, I'd like to see some good old boys go out there in the corner and good old girls with signs, but they won't. You know why? Because they work for a living. They have jobs. They have lives. You know what a lot of them do? A lot of them go and help other people out. Like we're supposed to. I don't like hypocrisy. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. And these protesters, and the way they act, are the worst hypocrites on the planet. They're disgusting. I stand by my comments, and I always will. They're not changing the world. They're only there for themselves, man. So what we all need to do is shine on, keep being good people, be alert. Keep your eyes and ears open at all times. Keep your minds open for the stuff that you're being fed because it's not all true. You know, if I'm feeding you, it's good spoon-fed homemade stuff with no toxic chemicals, and it's the real deal. Peace, everybody. I'll be back soon.